Triple Shot Mindset. So before we begin our transmission today, I'd like us each to pull a card to set the intention for how we'll present ourselves in this podcast to our incredible viewers and one another.
Perfect.
Kevin.
Thank you. Thank you. So kind. So kind. I'm going to pull one.
This is from the Rumi. Oh, no, I don't remember the full name of the deck, but Rumi something. Shall I read Kevin's first?
Go ahead.
Okay. Hope is a wing. The stronger the wing, the higher the flight.
Boy, that's
Beautiful.
really beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful. What about yours?
Mine is, we are all locks. Only a true friend holds the key. Second time I've gotten this one. And Artie's is, don't ask anyone about love. Ask love itself. Now, just for the audience's benefit, I've gone through the entire deck to make sure there are no duplicates. But the way it works with tarot and oracle cards, and really life in general, is repeating patterns. You become a vibrational frequency match for what you need to know, what you need to experience in order to progress to the next level. So when you get a repeated message, pay special note of that.
Special note.
And understand that it's either a frequency you're emanating, for example, me, a great friend, or it's something that you need to integrate.
And you too.
He's never gotten this one before. Okay. So today's topic, we were coasting down the beautiful hiking trail of Irvine.
Quail Hill.
Quail Hill hiking trail. If you ever want to catch us there on a Friday, now you know where we'll be.
Right before the donut.
Yeah, Mag's Donuts. Right. So, shout out to Mag. As we were hiking, we came to this conclusion that there are two big factors holding the collective back right now. That is owning your desires, what you want, and going after it, and knowing when you're incompatible with something, recognizing that and stepping away.
Love that.
So today our conversation is going to be about how to get in touch with what you truly desire. I'll share what I know on that front. And then how to recognize incompatibility and step away from that when it's in play.
Incompatible.
When it's happening.
Right.
So what does incompatibility mean to you, sweet Ards?
Thank you for putting me on the spot. I love that.
It's my pleasure. It's my job.
If you can't be yourself, well, if you are yourself and the other person still doesn't approve of certain things, traits, behaviors, then there's incompatibility.
If you have to change, it means there's a problem.
But why is it that good people always have to change? Is it because they want that connection at any cost?
Yes.
Or is it because they're afraid of being alone?
I think those two go handy in handy.
Oh, sure do.
Because if you're willing to change away from either the objective truth or what's true for you, to mold yourself, to chameleon yourself, to lower conflict, to keep the peace, to preserve the connection. Firstly, I think that speaks to an abandonment wound. It means that something has happened in your past that shows you it's not safe to be who you truly are. People will leave you. Life isn't reliable. Connections aren't reliable. And if I show who I really am, they're not going to love me. So that's where I'd say hone in first on that wound. You say, do only good people do that?
Or is it needy people?
I think it has to do with need. I wouldn't assign a moral value to it. Both good, supposed good and bad, which for the record, I don't believe in good and bad, but that's another can of worms to get into another day. I believe in constructive and destructive and order and chaos.
So the donut today was not good or bad?
It was chaotic for my stomach. But it wasn't bad.
But there's no good or bad. There's constructive or...
Destructive.
So it was destructive.
It was a little destructive and chaotic.
Okay.
But we sometimes need that entropy to grow, which would make it good. So it's all about vantage points.
True.
Getting back to our abandonment wounds and the morality of being a people pleaser. We people please to keep people close. We people please to preserve what's important to us. But it shows a fundamental lack of self-worth. Because if you are trying to preserve some dynamic or situation in which you cannot be real, you don't value yourself enough to even be in the connection at all. You're cheating both of you.
There's also manipulation then.
Yeah.
If you try to be Mr. Nice Guy and be flexible. We have to recognize that. Why do we need love and attention and acceptance from other people that don't accept the true self? And I've had friends that I hang out with sometimes to this day. And the ones that I don't give a shit about in terms of who I am in front of them, the character I'm playing, they like me more because I'm authentic. And the ones that I do play a little bit of a character in front of, like me less, and I have awareness around that, and it makes me feel uncomfortable when I'm being a character. But sometimes I have no idea how to come out of that because it's going to be a big shift in energy.
Yeah.
And so...
that's so true.
So when I'm with people that I've acted a certain way with for a long period of time, and then in the middle of a conversation, I have that awareness that, wait a minute, why am I holding out of my true self because I want them to be happy? I don't know how to make that shift without them saying, are you okay? Did we say something wrong?
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's too late just to tell someone, actually, for the past 5 years, I've been playing a role. And today at 12:15 during lunch, I decided to become authentic.
Yep. Actually, I kind of love that.
Do you?
Yeah. If someone said that to me, I'd be like, okay, let's see who this new self is, and I'll see if I like it or not.
That's true.
Let's start over.
Yeah.
That's what I think people mean when, and I know couples say this to each other all the time. You see it in movies and in real life. They're like, let's start over. And I think when they say that, they mean we're both going to act differently.
Right.
Rarely do they mean we're both going to become our authentic selves. Usually they mean we're going to play the character that we think is going to keep the relationship going best.
Yeah.
But that is a thing you can declare. I've changed. What of it?
There was a scene on Seinfeld, one of the episodes, that I think George Costanza had a crush on this woman. I don't know if she was a house cleaner or whatever she was. He has fantasized about, my gosh, how is she in real life, out to dinner, if you go to the theater, how is she going to act? She's going to dress like this. And then they switched over to a real life, and it's her and her boyfriend sitting on a bed, and he's clipping his toenails, and she's just folding laundry and yelling. And I think sometimes we romanticize a version of ourselves too.
Yep.
That this is who we want to be in front of people. And for them to walk away thinking, oh, Ardavan or Kevin or Amanda were such wonderful people. But when we're back in the car driving back, we let down our shoulders. We think to ourselves, man, that was tough. I had to put up an act.
Yeah.
So why can't we just be that from the get-go?
The wounds.
The wounds.
The wounds that we have. It's something you have to practice. Everything in life is a practice. It's not something you just make up your mind and say at 12:15 on a Thursday, I've decided from henceforth I will be authentic.
Unless that cup that you're just pouring the inauthenticity into no longer has any room for that.
Yeah, it runs dry. Or
like you say,
overflow.
enough with the bullshit. Let me just be authentic. And what if I do disagree with that person on the topic they're talking about? What if I tell them, stop with the negativity, I don't agree with you? What's going to happen?
That I think is great, actually. But reaching that point, life usually has to force you there. It's only people on that journey of wanting to get out of their comfort zone and wanting to explore their true self who go there by will. And how many is that? Like sliver of the pop?
Well, I mean, if you want to cut out the fat, around the people who are either enabling you to go in a certain direction or holding on to you because you're the vessel of hope, I think if you decide one day that I don't want to be everything to everyone, I just want to be me to me, and if whoever else is going to want that, get on board if you don't want it. But you have to be okay with being alone.
That is critical.
Critical
You
mass.
have to be okay with being alone. And what you experience in life has to make you okay with that. It can often take a trauma to get there. Losing someone, doing something way out of your comfort zone, going way off your path, and then having a huge course correct. Most people where the people pleasing is working, or at least they're getting by, won't have any incentive to become authentic. But the universe is nudging everybody right now. Every single person I know is going through an identity crisis. And something I keep seeing over and over again is this fear of owning one's desires. When we go out into the world looking for a sign, that is a red flag that we need to be aware of. If we go into the world and say, for example, the clock flashed 11:11, that means that the thought I was just having right now is exactly the path I need to go in. oh, I saw someone's initials on a license plate in front of me. That means that's my soulmate. But what you're doing is you're outsourcing your heart to the universe. And what the universe is doing always is just mirroring you. So you're looking for a sign from Big Daddy Universe, but Big Daddy Universe is actually just a mirror to you. So you get progressively more confused. You're like, wait, but I saw that sign and then I asked that person out and they rejected me. I thought they were my soulmate. Now I'm just confused. Well, I saw 1111 at the time I was thinking about becoming a porn star, and I tried to go down that path, but then I got a lethal STD. Now I'm even more confused. Like,
just because I told you that secret.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm
Go ahead.
sorry. But do you feel me?
Yeah.
I do. Okay, let's play devil's advocate.
Please.
What about the people who say, trust the universe and it'll take you there? Look for the signs.
It's horseshit.
What do you mean it's horseshit?
Well, here's the thing. I'll tell you. It's not that it's horseshit. It's that the moment you decide that you and the universe are two separate entities is the moment you've committed to being confused for the rest of your life. You are the universe. This is the oldest foundational spiritual teaching there is. You and the universe are one. So if you go thinking it's separate from you and you need to either earn its pleasure or take signs from what you're supposed to do or like figure out this Rubik's Cube of what the great plan is for you, you're confused. Get into your motherfucking heart and what the fuck is in there. That is your code to what you're meant to do. When you want something, you decide that you want it. And if you don't know what you want, admit that. But don't try to get the universe to tell you what to want. Mistake.
But the heart has to be wound-free, unwounded.
I'm not so sure.
Because if this person that we're talking about, let's say,
Yeah.
he or she goes out and looks at license plates or, oh, the last 2 digits of my passport happen to be his birth year. To me, that's, what are you trying to fill?
Yeah.
So the urgency of her to fill a hole is something that has to go back and try to heal that wound first.
Okay, you're absolutely right.
So you got to heal that
You're
wound and
absolutely
then
right.
listen to your heart.
I would say it doesn't have to be wound free in this human life. I'm not ever sure that we're wound free, but it needs to be a practice of constantly going back to tend to your wounds, prioritizing your self-love journey above everything else. That's why I tell my other friends who are trying to figure out what to do in the dating world, take time to get to know yourself first, because the more you pursue externally, you're not actually in the practice of getting to know your own heart and getting to look at why you're pursuing who you're pursuing, why you're being rejected by who you're being rejected by. It's all a journey of getting to know thyself. That is the same as getting to know the universe.
Did
Getting
you say
to know
thyself?
you, thyself. Know thyself. It's an
Nice.
ancient precept. The more you get to know you, the more you're getting to know God.
What do I always say? Listen to what?
Amanda.
No.
Ardavan.
I'll give you 3 choices. Listen to your brain, to your fart, or to your heart.
Your heart.
Thank you. Thank
So I was
you.
leaning toward option B.
I always say follow your heart.
Yeah.
If you want to ask somebody out, ask them out. Don't look for signs. Don't look for tarot cards. Don't look for Tony Robbins to say something magical. Just do it. Just do it.
Like Nike.
Yeah, like Nike. Nike is a great fan. They make great shoes.
And what if you can't do it? I don't believe in free will. Another rabbit hole for us to go down another time.
Jesus Christ.
So
Lord.
we can say like, just do it. Like, just go be fit. Just go make $1 million. Just go live the dream life. Just go find your dream partner. What stops the whole world? What's the issue?
There are fundamental things that you can control, and there are things you can control, but not so easy. Okay.
Go on.
So things related to your habits. Okay. If you're chicken shit asking girls out, well, that's on you. Work on it.
Yeah.
You can
Is
do
that
it.
a
Just do
habit
it.
or is that just a
It's a fear.
Maybe it's a wound.
You're wired.
Maybe it's another
fear of
wound.
rejection?
Yeah.
Having a nice body. It's up to you. Go eat well, exercise. Making $1 million now, that's stretching it. Okay? Because then a few things have to align,
Okay.
right? It's not 100% your call. Few stars have to align, right? You can't just go, yeah, if you go to a bank and rob it, yes.
It
But-
aligns until you get out the front door and the SWAT
So
team
all
is
I'm saying
waiting for you.
is that people who rely on self-help books, they're great people. But I say, stop listening to another man's words. Start
This
listening
is
to
a
your own
woman.
heart. Or a woman. whatever.
Non-binary?
Non-binary too.
Okay. So nobody.
Just listen to your heart
Yeah.
and follow it.
Then just do it for you two who are.
Well, I would say I'm bored
Okay.
with that. So for Kevin,
Okay, for Kevin, that's great.
Yeah.
For Kevin, people have different ideologies. But anyway, I think for me, just do it means put fear aside, make a decision, and have the courage to move forward.
May I ask
Now,
you a
you
question?
may not, hold on, I want to become a pro basketball player, just do it. Well, you got to take those steps. And if it's in the cards for you, it's going to happen. If it's not in the cards, let's say you twist your ankle at age 18,
Yeah.
or you fall on your cervical like I did at 22 when I went to dunk over that Kirkwood.
Or you're 5'2".
Right. But still,
It's hard to be a pro
still,
basketball player.
I was pushing towards that outcome because I just wanted to do it.
May I interject?
You may.
I said the things you can control.
Yes.
Okay? The rest is up to the universe and or other people along the way to open doors for you. If you're 5'2" and you suck at basketball, okay, you prepare, your shot making is amazing, you work on your body, you can jump pretty high. The rest is up to the coach, whether or not you get drafted or not. I'm just saying you control what you control and let the chips fall where
Where they may.
they may.
That's-
My issue with people who say they don't want to hear the advice or the books or read anything from other people because it should come from within. I understand that. However, there's a lot of things that we don't know, and we don't know what we don't know. So if we, let's say we have dating issues and we say, well, that's okay, I'm going to go with here. And every year there's more wounds attaching themselves to the heart. At what point do you say, okay, whatever I'm basing my desire on, which is right here, is also based on a lot of fears and limiting mindsets and all those things. So by going, let's say, to a psychotherapist, by reading a book, by reading other people's advice, you can look within and have awareness about what am I doing? Am I following certain patterns? Am I making decisions out of fear? And if you're strong enough, you should be able to listen to other people's advice and dissect it in your head, see what applies to you, what doesn't, and then go from there.
All I'm saying is in decision making, if your goal is business, okay, do your homework. But at some point, do the business that speaks to you.
What if your goal is to be with a partner who's supporting and makes you happy, and after 5 years, you start bickering, and after 10 years, you get a divorce? Is it because you went with your heart, or because, let's say, during that crisis phase, let's say during that 5-year period, now that you see certain issues coming up, you say, well, I don't want to go to a psychotherapist. I don't want to go to a coach. I don't want to read a couple of books. I don't want to look inward to see what I'm changing or what I'm bringing to the table or not bringing to the table. Now you would need other people's insight.
I'm talking about when you make a decision. Decisions should not come from a book or a third person telling you, hey, you need to pick this girl over this girl just because I said so and the cards say it.
May
No.
I interject?
Please.
Yeah, please.
I know I just did.
Please.
Okay, I'm loving where this is going, and I just want to illustrate the beauty of being in such close proximity to identical twins. So often you two illustrate the glorious dichotomy between the head and the heart. It seems to me that Artie represents the head, logic. He wants the data, and he wants as close to objective truth as he can get by bringing in multiple people's perspectives. Kevin, he's basing it entirely off of subjective heart truth, which is what he and only he feels. That is going to be his directive for how he moves forward in life. And I'm going to tell you right now the strategy that has been laid upon me by the divine in recent years. You have to know whether you live primarily in your head or in your heart, and make the decision from your domain of dwelling. It's going to be a different domain for different things in your life. For career, you might want it to be more logical to bring in the bacon. For romance, you might want it to be more heart-centered. So figure out where you're making the decision from and what the domain is that rules that area. And then make sure your mind and heart are as clean as a whistle before making decisions. It gets back to self-love. Sure, you could take in other people's advice if you want, so you can make an objective, fact-based decision. If you really want to be in an objective, fact-based relationship where it's based on logic, then be my guest. Please.
If my great-great-grandfather, he had certain life experiences, and he passed that on to his son, my great-great-grandfather. And he said, you know what, I'm just going to start from scratch. Let's go with where my heart goes. then the next generation has to start from zero again, because that knowledge wasn't passed on, or he thought it was objective, or he thought that it has to be my own way or highway. I feel like if we as human species, we take certain things that are not, if you like vanilla or chocolate, or if you like a dog or a cat, that's not what life's about. If you, for example, I wanted to, let's say, buy a Toyota versus a Camry, or whatever, Toyota Camry or whatever, if I asked the guy, which one's a better car? If I went online and I did research, which one's runs better, which one has less issues, which one has better tires, which one has all those things, right? That would be a truth that I can live with when I go to make a decision. Now, if it's a yellow car, or purple, or green of the same model that's superior, I'll pick those based on my heart. The same thing with, let's say, if you're trying to find a boyfriend and you ask, like, hey, I'm going out with Jake, and Jake is a great guy, and here's his positive sides, here's his negative sides. And then there's Edgar Allan Poe, and he's this and that.
I choose Edgar.
And you say both of them are great guys, then I would say, well, because I have more experience than you, if you can live with that, great. It's just you're asking for people who've been there, done that.
You're trying to save yourself steps. That's
Yes.
brilliant. I fully support that. As long as that mentality can carry you through the relationship and you can be at ease knowing you trusted the people, you believe so soundly in the logic and the wisdom of the people who gave you that advice. Because basically you're saying, I outsource my inner knowing to you. As long as you can trust them enough and be at peace with that, then so be it.
My problem, what he said is absolutely true. My problem is, until what point do you rely on that to continue as if like it's your lifeline? For example, some people, because I know you're going to say something.
We heard you take a breath.
Some people, every day, hey, let me go see a psychic. Let me do tarot cards. Now I can make a decision, but wait, tomorrow is a new day, so let me ask again. At what point? I mean, you know who this girl is, who that girl is. Check mark, check mark, check mark, check mark, check mark, check mark. Make a decision. Go with it. Go with your heart. You don't have to second guess everything you're deciding on.
But some people can't feel their heart enough, which is why they need to do what? Let me hear it.
You tell us.
Well, it starts with
Meditate.
Yes. So that you can hear your goddamn heart. If you can't hear it, the state of being in confusion is terrible and real and perilous. Wouldn't you agree? If you're in genuine confusion, you don't have clarity. That's the whole issue. You don't know what to do. It has to be something that you know in your gut. But if you've never, you have an incredibly strong intuition, Kevin. But there are some folks who don't get that feeling of knowing.
Okay.
They don't get that, like, that peace. My mom calls it clearance when she makes a decision. She's like, oh, I got clearance and I know what to do. Some people really are in the fog and they need to clear themselves out of that fog by doing what?
Meditate.
Thank you.
Meditate. What if those of us who go into meditation
every day, like a constant practice.
Constant practice.
Yeah.
And some of us go into that and we're afraid of what our self
Will reveal. That is so legit.
And we come out of it like, no, I'm okay. I'm going to double down on the bad decisions I've made in my life. For example, I don't know, like bad job, bad life.
Let them. If you're too afraid to get to know yourself, that means you're not ready yet. That means the way you're going to learn and the way the universe is going to push you back to yourself is by a few more catastrophes. So do them.
Right.
Have another divorce or fall off a bridge or crash a car or lose your job, whatever it takes to get you right back to the mirror, right back to yourself. Because the universe will make you face yourself again.
But by that time, will it be too late?
Well, either this life or the next. There's no such thing as too late. There's no escape from yourself.
Okay.
Now or later.
I do agree with using some heart/intuition and a combination of that with a little bit of logic, with a little bit of research.
Balance.
So if you, for example, you want to date Jake or Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgy.
Did I say their names correctly, by the way?
You did.
Yeah. Jake or Edgar Allan Poe.
Good mem.
And you come across some information. Like you're talking to your brother and says, oh my God, this guy is at the clubs all the time and hitting up on every woman.
Yeah.
Don't you think that information would be relevant in you making a decision?
Sure. Definitely.
Okay. So even if your heart says, no, but I really want him, at one point is that being
Blinded by emotion. We don't want to be blinded by emotion either. That's why I said get your heart and your mind clear as a whistle. Because if you're blinded by emotion, we can guarantee that's just another abandonment wound playing out like we talked about in the beginning. That means you're running towards something incompatible just because you don't want to be alone. I have gone into relationships specifically because people that I knew recommended or nudged me in that direction. And I can tell you without a doubt that sucks shit. But I needed to learn that way so that I could eventually come to the point where I said, never again will I override myself with other people's opinion because that person was recommended. And the converse is also true. I had people nudge me and go like, Amanda, are you sure you really want to be with this guy? And I was like, la, 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 don't talk to me. And I overrode them just so I could keep plunging forward. Never again will I do that either. If you're centered, you can be open to all information. I'm not afraid of any thought. Give it to me. I'll think it. If you're afraid of certain thoughts, what do we need to do?
meditate.
Yes. Get back to who you are. Center, clear.
Kevin's not up with the meditation chant.
Meditation. When
Meditate.
I say what, you say.
Meditate.
When I say what,
Meditate.
yes. Now we're cooking. Closing thoughts.
I think there's no better teacher than experience.
Yes.
As I grow older, experience and people's patterns or patterns of life, it's experience enough for me to make a decision. And I will ask those who love me, truly love me, for their advice. I will not ask a stranger for their advice because I think, yes, the stranger has been trained to have a paper certificate on their wall, often framed, and they will tell you the textbook definition of things. However, those who love me most, like my mom, like my brother, they will say things that worked for me.
All right. Well, you said you like to get advice, and sometimes those advice come from people who are not necessarily your mom or your brother or your wife or whoever that want to protect you. They just give you objective facts about certain things, and you can take that the way you want to take it. If I asked my mom about whether or not I should have a good relationship with my ex-wife, she would say, oh, I never had a good relationship with my ex-husband, so why should you do it, right? If I would have asked you about certain things, you guys would have both said, try to protect me, of course, lovingly, try to protect me. And so if I listen to you guys' advice, you guys would guide me out of your issues that you've had in the past, or you guys want me to not have to live life in fear or be pushed back upon. So to me, if you ask someone who is not involved as much in certain things, I'll ask them advice or I'll listen to the advice. And they're not going to try to protect me from, a mistake that they made in their life. So I have to be a little bit more open to people's advice. Only those who can see clearly. And I think that would be the best way for me to make a decision. If I were to come and ask mom about, let's say, my post-divorce issues, I think she would just try to protect me as lovingly as she is. She would try to protect me.
But I would not ask my mom about something that she's damaged about.
That's what I said.
I will ask her about other things. Like I would know, okay, I'm not going to talk to her about marriage because she didn't have a good one, so there's no point in bringing that up. However, I'll ask about how to bring up my daughter, raise my daughter correctly, how to, for example, whatever. And she will tell me, oh, based on the 40 years that I've known you, if you do this to your daughter, if you ask her this way versus that way, then I know she knows my history, she knows my roots, and based on what she's telling me, she's saying it very specific to me versus me trying to fish out answers and assume. So I agree, you don't ask mom about marriage, but you do ask her about other things that she's really good at. So that's my 2 cents.
Well, before you throw it to her,
Damn it.
okay, before you throw it to her, I think, let's say going to a psychotherapist, going to a seminar which, you may be uncomfortable with a bunch of strangers, you have no idea who they are. They will give you certain facts about certain behaviors and certain fears and how to overcome those things, going to someone that you know about certain issues could be a double-edged sword. Again, you may trust her in how to raise your kid, or you may trust her whatever. I agree with you. But certain personality traits, because she was the person that had a hand in you becoming who you are, asking her if I'm on the right path may not be necessarily the right person to ask, because she had a hand in you having certain fears. She had a hand in you becoming a certain way. My advice would be, if you want to ask someone impartial who has some life experience outside this little bubble that we have, because that bubble was created by someone to protect you.
Amanda?
Wow. I think there's wisdom in both of your perspectives, both of them, for different things. In the end, I will be the outlier who says, it doesn't matter who you ask, where you go, or how you make your decisions. Make your mind and your heart as clean and clear as you can. So that way, no matter where you're getting the thoughts or where you're getting the feelings, they are aligned. Yes. Search out who you can be your authentic self with and who loves you for that. And finally, when you do figure out what you want, when you get there, because you will, own it. Be proud of your desires. Don't be ashamed of them. Go after the people, the places, the things that you want, no matter what anyone else thinks, including the people, places, and things that you want. Tell them, I want you. I want this. I want that. I know what I want, because if the universe really is you, and I believe that it is, then it will clear the way for you to have your desires in the end.
Triple Shot Mindset.